My name is Jamie. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you find something that you like. So, if this is your first time tuning in, my name is Jamie Cruz, and this is a little corner of the area of YouTube, Flosstube, where I share my crafts that I do, mainly cross stitch and quilting. I also dabble in some crochet, and I'm hoping to pick up knitting here soon. So that's a little bit about me. I also have an Etsy shop, Nesting Seams Quilting Company, where you can find me. I also sell key fobs and some quilted items, and hopefully some vinyl project bags here in the near future. My pronouns are she, her, and you can find me on Instagram as JamieCruz_. So that's a little bit about me. I want to thank everyone who had watched my last video and offered their condolences and their prayers for the loss of our family cat. It was very much appreciated. It was a very hard video for me to talk about, and I really appreciate all of the love that I had got from it. So thank you so much to everyone who had reached out. I really appreciate it more than you know. So with that being said, I got my stitching bug back. So last time I wasn't really stitching as much because of the loss of our cat. So this time, this next month and a half since I've seen you guys, I have been stitching a lot. So I have a new start, I have some finishes to show, and then I have some whips. So let's just go ahead and get right into it today. So the first FFO, which is fully finished item I have, is Safe Space by Stephanie Rohr from her book Feminist Cross Stitch. This is what, oops, over here. This is what it will, this is what it looks like, and then this is what mine looks like. So as you can see, I did a gradient version with the black outline on it, and I stitched this on 14 count white Aida with the called for DMC. And then once I was done, I mounted it on some sticky board and put it in a frame. This rainbow is what it is. This rainbow fabric was a fabric I had in my stash, and it just matched so perfectly, so I mounted that on some sticky board as well, put them together, and then popped it in this frame. And I love how this looks. This just sits right on our living room side table, and it's just perfect addition. I finished this on Transvisibility Day, which is March 31st, so it was very fitting finish. I tried to get it done on that day specifically for it. And this was also a Whip Go pull. This was my number 1 for the month of March. So I got that done, and that's Safe Space by Stephanie Rohr. Up next, I have Hello Spring by Stitching with the Housewives. This is what the original looks like. And then this is what my FFO looks like. So this is very cute. I love it. So this is just a decor, bunny wall decor piece that I got at Hobby Lobby. This is the information in case if you want it. But I used Stash Conversion DMC on 14 count white Aida, 2/1. And the changes I made mainly were I used, like I said, Stash Conversion DMC. So I used, and then this green is Classic Colorworks Mossy. And then the bunny, I changed from white to this brown color, which I believe is DMC 841. And I changed it to match the look of my bunny as well. So this is cute. This hangs up in our living room, and it's the perfect spring edition. I finished this on April 2nd. Okay. My other FFO that I have, that I actually don't have on me because I had to gift it, was my No Longer Living in Sin, yes, the Ring Bearer pillow for my sister-in-law and my now brother-in-law. So excited. So this is what it looks like. And I'm going to pop up a couple photos so that way I can talk about it. So this was a good thing to do. It was a challenge. It was tricky. It was fun. It was all of the things. I had a meltdown multiple times during it because I had to go pick out the perfect color floss to match her wedding colors at least 4 times, but it was all turned out worth it in the end. So this one was like I said, it was the rainbow pillow. I had offered to stitch it for my sister-in-law's wedding, which was on 4/20. And I used actually, let me get it out here, because I have here what all I used. So I used her wedding colors, which were DMC 320, 319, 3078, 728, 973. And then for the border, I used a light effects color, which it just turns it really sparkly. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but it's just a very sparkly color, and it will show the sparkle really nice on the border. So that's what I did. I used this as my last 2 weeks pick-a-whip prompt from Marjorie Made. So it was work on a stitch with words. So I needed to get this done in a very time-sensitive manner. So I really picked up the pace in the past like 3 weeks to get it done, and I ended up getting it done on April 15th, I believe it was, is when I fully FFO'd it. But let's talk about FFO information. Oh, sorry. First off, this is stitched on a 32 count white, antique white Belfast linen. And I just read the DMC list, so I used my own DMC conversion. And I got the pattern off of Etsy, and it is stitched 2/1. So the FFO information, on the back I used just a white satin that I got from Hobby Lobby. Her dress was all satin material, and it was just silk and gorgeous, so I used a silky satin on the back to match her dress. And then the ruffle on the edge, I used this ruffled lace with ribbon, Merchant 441, which is a Hobby Lobby brand, and this is just what it looks like. And just, it's small, it's dainty, but it's cute, and it just matched so perfectly for the pillow. So that's what I got, and I just stitched that 1/4 inch all the way around, and then left a hole for the opening, flipped it inside out, puffed out all my corners and my edges, made sure it was really nice, stuffed it, and then hand sewed it up, closed it up. And then once it was closed up, I realized I had forgot the little strings that are supposed to hold the rings. So I used a needle and just popped those strings in, and that's what it looked like. And I was so happy with it. She was so happy with it. My new brother-in-law was so happy with it. He was actually talking to me about the thread and the metallic thread, and he was like, because he's also cross stitches too, so that's something that we bond over. And he was telling me that I was a beast for tackling that on for them, and he appreciated it very much, and it just warmed my heart, and I'm so glad that they liked it, and it was really receptive well. My whole family came over and was looking at the pillow and was giving me congratulations and everything, but I'm just really pleased that they liked it. That's the most important thing, that they liked it and they loved it, and it was exactly what they wanted. So very happy. And that one was No Longer Living in Sun, the rainbow pillow that I made for my brother and sister-in-law. Up next, I have a finish, my only finish, which is Sam Halloween from Trick or Treat. This was from a Witchy Stitcher Patreon pattern, and this is what mine looks like. So this was a work stitch that I took with me when I was in office. I finished this on March 30th. I was supposed to stitch this as part of Marjorie's and Cam the Stitcher, Bridget the Museum Stitcher, and Megan the Seattle Stitcher. They're pink February stitching, but we all know how my February went, so I finished this in the month of March. Very happy with it though. It came together super quickly. And like I said, this was a Patreon pattern. I used the called for DMC, and this is stitched on 14 count black Aida, 2/1. Alright. So then that was all of my finishes and FFOs. I do have a new start. So my new start, I started on, what day was it? It was April, I believe, 11th, and I was going out of town for a bachelorette party trip for my sister-in-law, and I took this as just something to keep me occupied, and any downtime we had, I stitched on it, and I literally could not put it down. I just couldn't put it down. So any downtime we had, I stitched on it. And so this is Bird Herd Nerd by Boomerang Stitches. Also, Amity at Boomerang Stitches. She has a YouTube channel with her sister Erin called Hathaway Stitches, and Hathaway Stitchers. And I'll talk more about them in a second. But this is Bird Herd by Boomerang Stitches. So this one is really cute. I am obsessed with the colors. I just think it's just, those colors are just so yummy. I don't know how to describe it. They're just so cute. So this one is stitched on a 28 count white Monaco that I dyed camel. The color is called camel. And I am using the called for DMC, stitching 2/2. And I just got a little bird done, and that bird took me probably about like a day and a half to do. Like I said, I just could not put this down when I was out of town. So more about Hathaway Stitchers. They're two sisters who are new to YouTube. They only have, I believe, 4 Flosstubes out. I think they're coming out with their 5th here soon. And they're from Northern Kentucky. 2 sisters who cross stitch, and let me just say, they are killing it with the Flosstube game right now. They are absolutely hilarious. They are so funny together, and I find myself I watch Flosstube while I work, and I find myself just cracking up while I'm watching them at work. So funny. This was their freebie for hitting 1,000 subscribers on Flosstube on YouTube, and I'll be stitching this until it's done. Like I said, I cannot put it down. It's so fun. They also have a design called the Flowers, I believe it is. I'll put a photo of it here. But I also bought that from their Etsy shop, and I plan to stitch that as well once I'm done with Bird Her Nerd. And I just love the modern vibe to those flowers. Bridget the Museum Stitcher is currently stitching it, and that just makes me want to stitch it more. It just looks so cute. I cannot wait to start it. Might start that for my May 1st new start. I don't know yet. That's an idea. But also, I have little Neo minders that I made. I'm not sure if you saw, but I have some other ones. Let me grab them. So this one, it was Grimace from McDonald's. This one is also a McDonald's one. It says America's Favorite Place. And then I have a Taylor Swift one. Of course I have a Taylor Swift one. So I followed Cross Stitch the Globes needle minder tutorial on how to make them. So I just followed that exactly how they did it in the video. I'll link that down in the description. And these turned out so cute. I'm obsessed with them. I will definitely be making more and collecting more to make some minders with. Alright, so up next I have my whips. So whips, I have quite a few. So let's get into it. So my first whip is my March monthly weigh-in by Stitching with the Housewives. I am part of Fat Quarter Shop's monthly club, and their monthly club where I get the starter set, which is a floss, all of the classic color works floss, and then the pattern. So this is what mine looks like. So last time you saw this, I only had a little bit of this border, and then I had these two little chicks without their little ribbons around their neck. So I went and added the ribbon around their neck, and then I went down this way to the scale, and then I went over this way. And then I just added a few miscellaneous things up in the border. But it's coming along. These are slow going for me because I'm not quite enjoying them as I did, even though I still think they're super cute. I want to do all of them. Let me just start that. But I'm not doing them as fast as I thought I would be doing them, so that's why I'm not having fun with it. Totally me. Nothing on Stitching with the Housewives. It's totally all me. But I love this one. I love the blue, and I love the pinks in this one. So I plan on finishing this and putting it on the same piece that I have my other weigh-ins on. I just don't know when I'm going to finish this. So I am currently taking this to work. This week I am in office this week, and I typically take a piece with me, as you know, so this one is going with me to the office this week. So that was my March monthly weigh-in by Stitching with the Housewives. Alright, up next I have Like a Moth to Flame by Sprouting Lupine. This is what it looks like. And then this is where I am. Let's see here. There we go. So I am stitching this as part of my full moon stitch each month. So I only bring this out on the full moon. And I started this actually in the month of January for the January full moon, but I didn't show you guys because I legit only had like 9 stitches in it. I was having such a hard time with the fabric because it's 32 count murky by Picture This Plus. I was having such a hard time with it for some reason. Like my eyes just would not adjust, and I just could not do it. And so finally I put it in a hoop, and I'm working with it in the hoop. It's doing a lot better, but I work very slowly in a hoop because I only primarily stitch in hand. I don't stitch in a hoop at all unless if I absolutely have to. For me, this is one of those pieces that I absolutely have to stitch in a hoop. So she is hooped. But like I said, I'm having fun with it. My plan is to go into the moth here on the next full moon, which I think is tonight. I'm filming this on Tuesday the 23rd, which actually is a full moon tonight. I just looked at my calendar. Yep, so I'll bring this one out tonight, and it will get some love and hopefully some stitches in, so next time you see it, it will have some of the moth and some other colors besides 310. So let's hope. But that one was Like a Moth to Flame. Oh, and like I said, this is stitched on 32 count murky, stitched with the called for DMC 2/2. Up next, I have my Saturday sampler, which is Fractal Flowers by Kathy Barrick. Let me put this on the board here so that way you guys can see a little better. Alright, so this is Fractal Flowers by Kathy Barrick, and last time you saw this, I had this motif and some of this, I believe, and so I moved down onto this big flower motif, and then I also did some of the border. Not much, but I did get probably about 350 stitches in, if I believe. So I did get a lot of progress done. I pulled this out, or tried to pull it out, every Sunday. Like I said, it's part of my Sunday sampler that I tried to do. Moonshine Stitchery, it has really encouraged me to start pulling this out more often because she showed it as part of one of her new videos, and we're roughly about in the same spot with our stitching, and so it was really encouraging. So I made sure that I kind of was in the same spot as well. So that's why I did all of this area, so that way I think next time I'm going to finish off the flower and then kind of come up here. There's a little bird right here that I think I want to do just to try to get the page done. This is still page 1, but this is stitched on a 32 count Cashel Cream and Sugar, and I am using the called for DMC stitching 2/2. This one is a lot of fun to do. I really like enjoying bringing this out when I have the time on Sundays. Not every Sunday do I have the time to bring it out, so when I do, I really enjoy it. I try to at least work on it when my daughter goes to bed. Up next, I have my Houses on Pumpkin Lane that I am doing as part of the Fat Quarter Shop Stitch Along. Let me just put this on here. Alright, so I'm not going to show the entire piece of fabric just because it's a big piece of fabric, but this is where I've gotten, so I'll show you that much. So this is Houses on Pumpkin Lane by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, and so I have this whole border, and it only goes till about right here actually, so it only goes to about the second house, and then I have the border around started. So I started on this house motif since on my last stitching session when I pulled this out. So I got this pumpkin, I moved up here to this like peachy color, moved up to the house, and then kind of outlined the house a little bit, so that way I can do a bunch of fill in the roof, and then kind of fill in this other part. So that is my plan on that one. This is stitched on a 18 count Fiber on a Whim Milk and Honey. And this one is actually very enjoyable for me to stitch. I just don't pull it out a lot. I don't pull it out when I'm supposed to, I should say, because I have a plan for myself. I have to pull this out at least 2 to 3 times a week, and that just does not happen. I'm lucky if I get once every 2 weeks. So I'm hoping to kind of be on this more. My goal is to finish all 9 of the houses and the border by December 31st. I don't know if that's going to happen if I don't pick up the pace. I gotta calculate some things, but that's my plan. And it's coming out really cute. Alright, up next, this is my last whip. This is the Yule Stitch Along by Witch's Garden Crafts. And this was a free stitch along as part of her Facebook page. So the patterns, that's the word, had dropped on Facebook every Friday during the month of December and November, I think it was, and you just had to be in the Facebook group, and so I started it. And this is where I am. So I have officially completed part 1, and I am on to part 2. So this is part 1, this snowflake, the candle, and the little poinsettia, and part 2 is down here. So I'm starting on part 2 right now. This is stitched on, I believe it's 14 count Opal Dark and Stormy by Witch's Garden Crafts as well. And you can see just that shimmer. It is just so gorgeous. I am obsessed with this. I love to bring this out. So I've been stitching on this a lot more. This is also part of my April Whip Go as number, I believe it's 18. My goal is to get 500 stitches in Currently, I only have about 150, so I still have a little ways to go, which I'm happy about. Like I said, I like to stitch on this. It's fun. So, happy about that. It's coming together. So, like I said, my goal is the 500 stitches or finish part 2, whichever comes first. I believe the 500 stitches will come first. Perfectly fine with that. But if I'm having fun with it, I'll just go ahead and do the full part 2 and just get a little further with it. And then this is being stitched with the called for DMC 2/1. Alright, and that was all of my stitching. So if you came for the stitching, thank you so much for being here. I hope you found something that you liked, and I will see you in the next video. So I am going to move on to haul, and then I have some housekeeping, and then some plans that I want to discuss. So part of my haul, I have a big box right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and just grab and talk about it and show it. So the first one I have is actually a pattern. I got this off of eBay. I wanted to do it for my dad, but my husband says I have to do it for him instead. So this is Teresa Winsler, The Castle. It is currently, I believe, out of print. I'm not sure, but I got it on eBay. I was wanting a different dragon pattern. Her pattern called, I believe it's Up in the Clouds. I'll put a photo of it right here real quick. But I wanted that pattern to stitch for my dad. And once I could only find this one. And so I found it, and my husband's like, nope, you're stitching that for us. So I guess I'm going to stitch it for us. But I'm very excited about this one. I love it. I am thinking about stitching it on a nice like eggshelly fabric, or even Heartland, I believe it's called, by Picture This Plus. That's what I'm thinking about stitching it with. Not too sure though. Alright, and then I got my June monthly weigh-in. Like I said, I'm part of the starter club, so I won't go too much in on that again. As a thank you for pattern testing for Mojave Farms for their Nebula release, that I pattern tested it. So for those that don't know, real quick, a little background, I am a pattern tester for Mojave Farms, a quilting company, and when I am done testing, she typically sends a thank you. And this was the thank you for this release. It was just a little 8-piece fat core bundle that was in the shop. So thank you, Ellie and team, for that. I got 3 yards of Camille Ross Kelly Shoreline in the cream color fabric. 3 yards of a 108, I should say, so I can use it for backing. I don't know what I'm going to make with this as the quilt top. I haven't quite figured it out. 108s typically sell out very quickly, so I didn't want it to sell out. So I just went ahead and bought it, and I'll buy, like, I typically buy pre-cuts. I work with pre-cuts, so I'll probably buy the pre-cut later. I went to Goodwill. I love Goodwill. And I found these 2 embroidered birds. Sorry, trying to get them in the camera. So I found these 2 embroidered birds. I think they're so cute. So those will hang up on my wall back there. And then I did do some shopping for Market. So first I got the Just Cross Stitch. I'm subscribed to them. And then I did some shopping for Market. So first I got a 32 count Edinburgh linen. Sapphire. Could not think of the word. Sapphire. And by Fiber on a Whim. And I am going to use this for the Liz Matthews pattern, A Buzz at Midnight. And if I have any leftover, I'm going to just stitch Whittier Stitches Candy on it. Or at least the little cat from Candy. I'll pop a photo of what that looks like here. But I just think this fabric would be absolutely gorgeous. One, it's the called for fabric for this, but it would be absolutely gorgeous in Candy as the background. Just so excited about that one. Alright, and then I picked up Heart and Hands Frosty Tiny Town. I love these tiny towns. They are my favorite. And then I picked up Teresa Kogut's Hello Spring book. I picked it up specifically for the big sampler on front, but when I was looking through it, I want to show you guys my favorite pattern in here because I cannot get enough of it. This one. Buzzing of the Day. This one is my favorite in this book. And just look at that thick, full coverage border on the bottom. I don't know what it is, but I want to stitch it, and I want this hanging up on my wall. I want it so bad. I love it. And then, of course, I got the Happiness is Homemade book. And then I grabbed the Botanical Bee by Hands On Design. And I'll actually talk more about this one here in a few moments. I also picked up a eighth yard of 32 count Nessie. This is a Belfast linen. I am going to be stitching the Bear by Cottage Garden Samplings on this, and I just thought this was more closer to the color of the called for that I wanted than what the called for actually was, because this one is more of a like greeny, bluey gray, and the called for is more of a blue-gray, no green. So I wanted some of that green in there. So that's what I'm using that for. And then I got a little frame from Target. I am actually going to be stitching one of the Teresa Kogut pattern in the Happiness is Homemade book. And if you know what that looks like, then you know what I'm talking about. If I can find a photo that is not the pattern, I'll put it up here. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find that. But I am going to stitch it and just put it in this frame. And then in this bag, I grabbed the full DMC set and the bead set, plus extras, you know, specialty threads for the Bella Filipina Aquabella that I'm doing. I am going to start this on the summer solstice, so I believe that's about June 21st, 22nd, somewhere around there. So I'm going to start this on that day, and then this is the fabric I am using. Isn't that just so pretty? Oh, so pretty. And I just think she will just look absolutely gorgeous on that fabric. So that's my plan for that one. So I just went ahead and got the complete set so that way she is fully kitted up. Let me zip that back up. Sorry if you're wearing headphones. And then I was very busy sewing, and I made some project bags that I want to show you guys. So first up, I had this one. Inside, got this cute Animal Crossing one, and then inside is just that. This one is my favorite one. If you are a early 2000s kid or watched like Disney Channel at all in the early 2000s, if you know, you know. But Lizzie McGuire, just so cute. Obsessed. And I want to side note, I posted these on my Instagram and they were received really well, and I had several people ask if I would specifically sell Lizzie McGuire project bags. I am happy to announce I am going to sell Lizzie McGuire project bags in this colorway and then a different colorway. And I have currently still sewing them. I'm hoping to have them up on my Etsy shop by the end of the month. Once I do, I'll do a small like snippet video of me going through and explaining my shop and explaining the bags for you guys, and then I'll also post it on my Instagram. So be sure you follow me over on Instagram so you get all of the first look news. So hoping those are up by the end of the month. And like I said, they're going to be Lizzie McGuire, and then I have some couple other colorways that I'm also excited about. Alright, back to showing my project bags. I got Animal Crossing again with the same inside. Gnomes. If you don't know, I am absolutely obsessed with gnomes. They are my favorite. With peeps on the inside. Which, with this really cool, like, ghostly, like, scene going on. I don't know, like, bar scene. I love it. I actually have table runners in my Etsy shop. Little promotion here of this scene on the table runner. So if you are interested in that and like it, go check that out. And then I have Elf, which says the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. And then a little chibi of Elf Buddy. All right. And then I did have some sewing that I wanted to talk about. I don't have the quilts on me right now. They're boxed away. So I'm just going to talk about them. I'll show up photos of them right here. But the first one was Nebula, which I had talked about previously a little bit. But this one released on I keep wanting to say November for April. It released on April 4th on Mojave Farms Quilting Company website. I was a pattern tester, and so that was my colorway that I chose was Buttercup and Slate by Coriander Quilts, the cheater print from that line. And then I chose Kona Honeydew and Kona Buttercup as well. And for the backing, I'm going to do another colorway from the line of Buttercup and Slate. But that one released on 4/4, and that one was so fun to do. The pattern is super easy to read. It does use some different methods of flying geese, and then it uses some different methods of sew and flip. That's what it is. Sew and flip. Uses different methods of that. So that was a little fun to do because I don't typically do the methods that she did, so it was fun learning something new. And then that was just a really fun quilt to do. I really enjoyed it. My second quilt that I made was a Pinwheel Surprise. It is the pattern that is used in the Jolly Bar that you get from Fat Quarter Shop. Jolly Bars are a 5 by 10 inch cut of fabric, and typically 42 come in a bar. And I use the pattern that it comes with. All of them come with a free pattern. This one was Pinwheel Surprise. The fabric used is Bountiful Blooms by Sherry and Chelsea. And then the white is Kona White. And I love how this one turned out as well. It's a very springy quilt. Alright. Plans. I wanted to come back to the Botanical Bee because I plan to be stitching this. There is a sale that is going on starting May 1st. Sherry Moss is hosting a sale. I will tag all information down below and where she talks about it in her last Flosstube that she did. But she has basically broken it up into 4 different parts for 4 different weeks. So 4 sections, 4 weeks, and you'll have a finished piece by the time of summer comes. And then, the hashtag is also HOD Botanical Bee Sal as well that they are using. And then I am going to be participating in, sorry for the camera, I'm going to be participating in Manny May Sal that also Cam the Stitcher, Marjorie Maid, Bridget the Museum Stitcher, and Megan the Seattle Stitcher are all hosting. I'm going to be doing the 2 patterns, I think. There's a stink bug in here. I am sorry. I just now noticed. It scared me. So I'm going to be doing one of 2 patterns. One of them is Halloween at Granny's. I'll put up a photo here. And this is the fabric I want to use for it, which is Picture This Plus Shadow. This is a 14 count. So this is what I want to use. And I think this is the one I'm going to settle on. But I also really want to do the Sodalite pattern by Carolyn Manning. And sorry, I just kind of skipped over that fact. So what Manny Maysal is that for the month of May, you stitch on a Carolyn Manning pattern. So Halloween at Granny's is a Carolyn Manning pattern, and then I also am going to probably stitch on Satellite, and that one I'm thinking of stitching it on just a white fabric, or maybe a like dark blue that I dye myself fabric. I haven't decided yet. So let me know what you think if you have any suggestions. But that was my plans. And then I actually had a giveaway way back when, in the month of February, I think. Might even be January at this point. I'm not sure. But I had a giveaway way back when. I am going to go ahead and pick another winner because the original winner, I never heard from them. So I'm going to pick another winner. I will announce that on my Instagram as well as my community post here on YouTube as well. So please be on the lookout for that if you had entered in to win that giveaway. I will pick a winner on Friday the 26th of April. And that's when it will officially be closed. And that is all I have for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you found something that you like. Leave me a comment. Make sure you like and subscribe and all of that good things. And I hope to see you guys here shortly, whenever that may be. Bye.